I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we get set for full day qualifying in preparation for tomorrow afternoon's 5th race of the 8th season of the NNSCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series as we continue on a race weekend from the Phoenix International Raceway. And we kick things off here with the quick 5-minute rapid-fire knockout qualifying session. 4 drivers going to be trying for the final 2 spots in this week's field. Your go or go home drivers, if you will, and nobody yet pulling out on the pit road. Now we got 1 driver that's pulling out there on the pit lane. 2 full-time drivers, 2 part-time drivers going for those 2 available spots, and they're going to have less than 4 minutes to be able to put down the lap. They may only get maybe 1, 2, 3 good laps in to see who's going to be the 2 transferees, as the first driver is heading out onto the track, and that is a resident Arizonian, that being Charles Belding. He's going to be piloting the 3rd entry out of Fortnite Squad Racing this week, attempting to qualify into the field. Of course, Charles Belding, as mentioned, a Arizona native, so this being a home track for him. Last time we saw him, he was qualifying for the Daytona 500 at the beginning of the season, and he ended up starting 6th in that race, but finishing in 38th. He is one of the 2 part-time drivers running here, trying to qualify for this week's Cup Series race. Here is the other one, Mike Tellier. We saw him on track just a couple hours ago, as he had a great qualifying effort for the Light Series drivers, and looking to follow that up here for the Cup Series. Last time that we saw Mike Tellier, I do believe, was also at Daytona, where he ended up starting 20th and finishing in 25th place. And he will look to advance his way in right now. We'll have the lap time scrolling on the top of the board here. As you can see, a little less than 3 minutes remaining. Bryce Egan shocked everybody last week, making his debut at Pocono, qualified well, ran well. But if he doesn't get out there on the track, he may not have a shot of transferring in to his 2nd career start, that entry out of Haas Racing. And then Autumn Brooks in the 62 out of Garage 55. Right now 2nd on the board at 26.178. Autumn looking to make her 3rd start on the season. And now to the top of the board for Autumn Brooks, 25.977. That will drop Charles Belding's 26.152 down to 2nd place. As soon as I say that, somebody else just jumped to the top of the board. It was Mike Tellier at a 25.974. 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see if Egan's gotten on the track. Yes, he is. So now all 4 cars out on the racing surface. 2 Toyota Camrys, 1 Ford Dark Horse Mustang, and 1 Mazda vying for the 2 available spots. And of course, the 2 transferees will then join the other 40 drivers in the 15-minute qualifying session coming up immediately following this. Brooks now top of the board, 25.726 for the Mazda. Belding just on the outside looking in. He is about 200ths off of Mike Tellier's lap. And Bryce Egan yet to break into the 25-second bracket. He just did, 25.998, which I believe is only a thousandth off of Charles Belding for third. But he and Belding are both chasing Mike Tellier, who's coming to pit road. I think he thinks that the 25.974 good enough, but it's not, because he just got knocked down to third. Belding, 25.962. I think Autumn Brooks is safe. She is almost 2/10 faster than everybody else. And now Belding gets knocked down. Bryce Egan at a 25.844. So the two full-time non-charter drivers currently in the transfer spots. The two part-time drivers below the cut line. And Belding's got to find himself a little bit of extra speed here with only 20 seconds left. Mike Tellier on pit road. I think he's not transferring in. I don't think he's even got enough time to get out there and put down another lap time. Got to be at an 8.44 does Belding, and he'll put down a 9.39. That's not good enough. Zero's on the clock. I think he'll get one more lap here. I think they'll score him one more lap when he comes around. But somehow he's got to find himself, another 900ths as Bryce Egan jumped to an 8.40. Final shot here for Belding out of turn 4. Can he qualify his way in? No, he improved, but only to a 9.34, which means Autumn Brooks at a 25.630 that she just ran is going to qualify her way in, and so too will Bryce Egan. Brooks will make her third career start, and Egan will make his second, as his official lap time in the session was a 25.806. So a no contest. Both the 62 and the 9 coming in with the lightning quick lap times. Belding and Tellier stuck in the 25.9s. Nothing they could do to be able to transfer their way in, and that is going to conclude the go or go home session. The full-timers get the 2 available spots in this week's field via the non-charter slots, Autumn Brooks and Bryce Egan. So Garage 55 will have 3 entries, and Haas Racing will have 4 entries here in Phoenix. Belding and Tellier, they'll attempt to qualify at a later date, but they will fail to make the show here this weekend. That is going to do it here for the Go or Go Home qualifying session. They're now wheeling out the rest of the 40 cars onto pit road, so we're going to step aside for a quick commercial break and be back here for pole day qualifying in preparation for tomorrow's Cobalt Tools 125 from Phoenix. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed your watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. Alright, 15 minutes on the board, 42 drivers ready to take to the racetrack here in Phoenix and see who's going to get that 5th pole on the year. Already some early takers coming off of pit lane, including Bryce Egan that we saw just moments ago qualify his way in via the Go or Go Home qualifying session. Just behind him, Arizona driver RJ Bishop, who we'll see later on this afternoon in the Duracell Ultra Light Series race. And first car out, Joshua Osborne in the 27, 4th in the point standings with an average finish of 11th in his first 4 starts here in Season 8. 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s, only 17 points out of the points lead, but a great start to the year for the driver out of Joanna Atwood Motorsports. And we'll see what he can do with some pretty clear racetrack in front of him, even with a number of other drivers leaving pit road. He might get the only really clean lap here this afternoon. As we saw yesterday in the lights qualifying session, it was very congested with 29 cars. Now there'll be 42 cars out here on the racetrack. Already lap times clocking in. You'll see in just a moment on the top of your screen those lap times. All 42 drivers will start the race. That was why we had the go or go home qualifying session just moments ago. But in what could very well be a race of track position tomorrow afternoon, you're going to want to qualify as close to the front as you possibly can. James Quall, saw him come out in front of his Joanna Wood Motorsports teammate Joshua Osborne. Yet to put down an official lap time, so look to get maybe a little bit of a toe off the back of this teammate in the 27, and he's right now sits in the 16th position. Eric Sadler, what a great year it's been to start for the rookie out of Young Motorsports. Great run last week at Pocono, jumped up 8 spots in the standings, 31 points out of the points lead, but 5th in overall points, and currently leading the rookie point standings as well. 2 points over Eric Monaco, 5 over Daniel Bouchard. Cole Deaver making the move there. Keep an eye on Cole Deaver here this week, because not only has he had a great start to the year with 3 top 10s in the first 4 starts, 3rd in overall points, 13 points back behind points leader Benjamin Miles, but there was a point where S3 Motorsports had a stranglehold on this racetrack. First 3 races in the first 3 seasons, an S3 Motorsports driver went to victory lane. Shelton in Season 1, Kyle Matthews in Season 2, and Charles Sanford in Season 3. So Cole Deaver would like to complete the quadfecta and have it where all 4 of the tenured drivers of S3 Motorsports pick up a checkered flag here at Phoenix International Raceway. And a fast race car here this afternoon for Cole Deaver as well, as he just clocked in at a 25.818. That jumped him up to 6th, and now he's rapidly dropping down the board, down to 10th. So a lot of drivers taking advantage of the drafting here this afternoon in terms of their lap times. As, little contact maybe there between Cole Deaver and Carson Gum, and Carson's going to get the outside wall. Carson with a great run last week at Pocono, of course, former winner this season a couple of weeks ago at Las Vegas. So he's currently already in a wild card position, but trying to work his way up into the top 10 in overall points to point his way in. He gained 11 spots in the standings after a great run last week at the Tricky Triangle, but right now, especially after getting into the wall there, trying to find something as he is 40th on the board right now. Might take a couple of laps for that car to warm up. Jack Mitchell making a pass there on Eric Sadler. Mitchell second in points only to Benjamin Miles. 12 points out of the points lead. First 4 races, an average finishing position of 9.5, so been very consistent. And right now he is top of the board in qualifying at a 25.642. We'll see if that holds. Mitchell, former pole sitter last year when he was in a non-charter capacity, picking up the pole at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but looking for his first pole here of Season 8. And he just got knocked from the top of the board. We'll wait for scoring to update to see who it was that got him. I think it might have been Autumn Brooks, who we know had a very fast car in the go or go home qualifying session. She and Bryce Egan qualifying their way into the show, and Autumn Brooks at a 25.623. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's about what she ran in go or go home. I believe she ran in the 6s, which solidified her into the next round of qualifying, and right now looking for her first career pole. If she ends up doing so, it would be back-to-back weeks that a rookie has sat in the pole position. Summer Henson did it last week at Pocono. Jessica Shelton, Nick Gunther, and Matt Haas, the other former pole sitters so far this year. Dylan Young, former winner here at Phoenix, the defending winner, as a matter of fact, from Season 7. Having a great start to the year as well. 6th in overall points, 32 points out of the points lead. And right in front of him, another former winner at this racetrack, Charles Sanford from Season 3. Charles coming into this race, though, in a much dire strait, as he's still looking for his first top 10 on the year. The former champion, 30th in points coming into this weekend. We've got 5 former Phoenix winners in the field this weekend. We've already documented the 3 out of S3 Motorsports, the defending winner Dylan Young, but Ryan Brommer as well, the 87 out of Auto Junction Racing, a former winner here in the desert. Well, we keep updating who's at the top of the board, and if we keep doing that, we're going to be updating probably every 5 minutes or so. We've got another rookie at the top of the charts, but this time it is the former Light Series champion. That would be Eric Monaco in the 45. See if we can find him. There he is. 25.583 for the driver out of Lake Effect Autosport. Eric Monaco with not a bad performance, but a mediocre performance, I guess you could say. Last week at Pocono, dropped him 6 spots in the standings outside of the top 10. He's 13th in points. But a great lap time there. Might have him leading us to the green flag tomorrow afternoon as he's running in the slipstream of the new Teleford of Levi McIntyre, who has been off to a great start this year. Levi currently 8th in overall points, and right now 8th on the board as well at a 25.691. Levi, a 2-time winner last season, failed to make the playoffs and looking to remedy that here in Season 8. Benjamin Snyder alongside of last week's pole sitter Summer Henson. Snyder 17th in points. Didn't have the best of runs last week. Big reason, didn't have good starting track position at Pocono, where track position was everything. Just kept being mired towards the tail end of the pack, could never make up ground. Looks to rebound here this week. Summer Henson started on the pole position last week and was able to jump up 3 spots in the standings to 37th, but we've documented the struggling year it's been at the start for this rookie and trying to turn it around. Last week might have been the start. She's currently 7th on the board right now as well as Bryce Egan, who qualified his way in via the Go Home qualifying session earlier on. Right now 20th in preparation for his second start on the year. Cody Lamas on pit road, Cole Deaver on pit road, Casey Hoyt 22nd right now for the driver at Northeast Motorsports. 27th for Daniel Voiles, just up ahead. Daniel Bouchard right now holding down the final spot inside of the top 10 at a 25.693. And there's last week's winner from Pocono, Destin Bolin, picking up his 4th win of his Duracell Next Gen Cup Series career. Right now, though, not the speed translating over to Phoenix, as he's currently 32nd on the board. But that victory moved Destin Bolin up 20 spots in the standings to 18th in overall points. Right now has him in a wild card position, but mathematically knocking on the door to work his way into the top 10 in the standings if he can have a good run tomorrow afternoon. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what's happening around the turn here this weekend at Phoenix, brought to you by NNSCRA Paint Designs. Later on this afternoon at 3, it's the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers getting ready for the Basha's Supermarkets 94. And then tomorrow afternoon, these Cup drivers get ready for the race they're currently qualifying for, the Cobalt Tools 125. Green flag to fly at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we pack it all up and we get ready for nighttime racing, as we'll be at the North Wilkesboro Speedway next weekend. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, it's the Light Series qualifying. And then at 5 o'clock the following Saturday, Cup drivers will be on tracks. Saturday at 7, it's the Light Series race. And then Sunday at 7 o'clock is the Cup Series race. Going to be a good one, a good night of short track racing in North Wilkesboro. Let's look at what's happening around the turn, as right now, Eric Monaco and that 25.583 looking good to get him his first career pole in the Cup Series. Jack Mitchell right now 2nd at a 25.602. Matter of fact, he and Michael Norman have put down the same exact identical lap time, but due to the fact that Mitchell is higher in points, he would get the 2nd spot and Norman would be 3rd. Autumn Brooks right now in 4th, and Alexander Rowe, teammate to Eric Monaco, right now sitting in the 5th position at a 25.630. So looks like the Lake Effect Autosports cars have brought a lot of speed here this weekend, and Lake Effect Autosports does have a victory here at the Phoenix Raceway. That was back in Season 5 when Bradley Ream put the number 74 in victory lane. Of course, Bradley, that was the only season that we saw him, but they do have that notebook, do Lake Effect Autosport, and apparently they are putting it to good use as we look at our points leader, Benjamin Miles. Now, it looks like he's going to have some work to do. It's interesting that yesterday in the Duracell Ultra Late Series race, Cam Wright Jr. was the points leader, and he starts shotgun on the field here later on this afternoon. Benjamin Miles comes into this race the points leader, and right now he is sitting 34th on the board out of the 42 that have taken time. 25.790 right now for the Napa Chevrolet out of Northeast Motorsports. So he will have some work to do. But if you look at the statistics so far here this season, Benjamin Miles, current points leader with an average finishing position of 6.25. Guess what his average starting position is in the first 4 races? 33rd. So he's right on par with what his average starting position is. So all those Benjamin Miles fans out there, wouldn't be too worried. Just doesn't seem to be able to bring the fast car in qualifying, but apparently has the good long-run car once the green flag drops. There's Michael Norman in the 22. We talked about him in that tie for second place with Jack Mitchell. Michael Norman coming into this race, one currently 27th in points, struggled last week at Pocono. Austin LaPlante had what was looking like was going to be a good run last week at Pocono, but it didn't translate in the finishing results. He's 40th in points, currently the lowest of the full-time drivers in the standings. Right now 21st as we got a wreck up here. Up, Jack Mitchell's around, Alexander Rowe, Nathan Normand, Eric Sadler, Michael Norman, Austin LaPlante gonna pile in. We saw this yesterday in the lights race as well. Again, we will remind anybody involved in a wreck here in these qualifying sessions, do not give up the position that they are scored in. They start there in qualifying. They don't forfeit those positions. So that's good news for a driver like Alexander Rowe or Michael Norman, who right now would be slated to start this race inside of the top 5. As that smoke settles there in turn 3, James Qualls right now 7th. We saw him be one of the first drivers to jump out onto the racetrack. Qualls currently sits in the... Oh, I had him and I lost him. 16th position in points after he jumped up 9 spots in the standings last week at Pocono. Keith Batson just ahead of him in 8th. Good run there for the 39 of KB Racing Enterprises. Keith got to be a very happy team owner as he'll see his driver Jackson Haywood lead the Light Series field in a couple of hours to green here at Phoenix. But with 15 seconds on the board, Eric Monaco looks like will be the second rookie to capture a pole position here this season, coming off the heels of Summer Henson's pole last week at Pocono. And Eric Monaco will look tomorrow afternoon to get Lake Effect Autosport their second ever win here at this racetrack. Monaco, of course, coming in with a lot of pressure as the defending Light Series champion, getting this full-time ride in the Cup Series, and he has performed. Yes, he hit the bump in the road last week at Pocono, but still, 13th in the point standings after 4 Cup Series races is nothing too shabby, and you'll also have a 1 in the column that says pole position. As we should be coming to the end of this session, Jack Mitchell going to share the front row with Eric, followed by Michael Norman, Autumn Brooks, and Alexander Rowe. Your top 5. Also, point of note, tomorrow's race is going to be a rather lengthy one, and most of your drivers here in this qualifying session, after they put down the really good lap times, they stayed out for long runs here, and anywhere from 25 to 35 laps set down by these drivers. So That'll be interesting to kind of keep an eye on as well tomorrow, see how much information they were able to glean in preparation for tomorrow afternoon's Cobalt Tools 125. But there you have it. 25.583 for Eric Monaco. Captures him his first career pole position. Mitchell, Norman, Brooks, and Rowe, your top 5. Good run there for Autumn Brooks after she qualified her way in the Go or Go Home qualifying session. Excuse me, Reggie Fogelman will start in 6th. James Qualls 7th. Keith Batson 8th. Summer Henson back-to-back weeks with good starting track position. If she had the pole at Pocono, 9th here at Phoenix, and Levi McIntyre is going to complete the top 10. Defending winner of this race, Dylan Young. He'll start back in the 13th position. Another former winner in Ryan Brommer, 19th. Another former winner, Kyle Matthews, in 20th. As we scroll on further down here, RJ Bishop at his home track will start 26th. Carson Gum, a former winner on the season, 32nd is where he'll be. The former winner from last week, Destin Bolin, down 34th. Points leader Benjamin Miles will be down in 35th. And the inaugural winner of this race back in Season 1, Jessica Shelton, the defending champion, going to start very deep in the field, back in 40th place. Nick Gunther had a great run. Eric Sadler had a great run last week at Pocono. Gained some good spots in the standings. They might have given it back in terms of track position. Same for Anthony McCurry there as well. They all had great runs last week at the Tricky Triangle, but they're going to have to deal with extreme lack of track position tomorrow afternoon here from Phoenix. But Eric Monaco becomes the 5th different pole sitter on the season. Congratulations to him as he'll lead us to green tomorrow at 1. Later on this afternoon at 3, it is the Duracell Ultralight Series drivers preparing for the Basha Supermarkets 94 here as we continue on our race weekend from the Phoenix International Raceway. If you enjoyed this qualifying session, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, part of the crew today, and we will see you guys later on this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon, depending on when you tune in next to NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.
The following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.